My name is Shrey Kohli. I head debt capital markets at the London Stock Exchange Group, a global financial market infrastructure provider. And I personally lead the LSE's sustainable bond market, which has seen over 350 bond issuances in green social sustainability format and have collectively raised over $150 billion globally. This includes the UK's Green Gilts program, which you heard from Nick earlier, as well as first issuances from emerging markets, the Asia Pacific region, the GCC and the MENA region, as well as Central and Eastern Europe and the Americas. So it really is a global market that we look at. And through the high-level working group, which, as Omar mentioned, was launched at in November in Glasgow, what we've managed to do in the 6 months since is assemble a fantastic group of global participants, including issuers within the Sukuk market, issuers such as the Islamic Development Bank, Etihad Group, Emirates NDB itself, which you'll hear from Hitesh in a short period of time, global banks such as HSBC, Emirates NBD, and active participants within the legal community, including law firms such as White & Case, Deckard, Norton Rose Fulbright, who are in the weeds of the actual transaction making within both the green and sustainable bond markets, as well as Sukuk markets. And so far, what we've seen is 4 emerging themes appear. And the working group is working towards delivering a report before the next COP27 at Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt, to describe the state of the market and how it can be driven forward. So this year, from a capital markets perspective, we've seen approximately by the end of May, about $60 billion of Sukuk issued globally. And last year, we saw about $180 billion. So now this follows the trends which we're seeing in global capital markets due to constraints as well as geopolitical crisis, a slower or lower activity within debt capital markets. But within Sukuk markets, there's still a lower proportion of green and sustainability Sukuk than in conventional bond markets. So the emerging themes which the group has discussed include raising education and awareness and building capacity within Sukuk as well as green and sustainability Sukuk markets. Dr. Zamir Iqbal described this as the double ESG problem, where it is not only establishing a green and sustainability framework, but also establishing and looking at the assets underlying a Sukuk program itself. So there's a major initiative to help issuers understand across the world about not only setting up a Sukuk program, but also what it takes to set up a framework which allows you to issue under a green and sustainable format. And you heard from Nick about the UK's own experience about setting up the Green Guild program. Beyond sustainability frameworks and the capacity building to set up a program itself, we have also talked about a few product-related aspects to the Sukuk structure itself. There's a question about whether global standards for investors and issuers can be pursued, particularly where certain domestic standards diverge with international standards. And there's also been a discussion whether we can engage with the International Capital Markets Association about bringing together case studies or guidance for how the global frameworks under the green and social and sustainability bond principles can be used within the Sukuk market. The third emerging theme includes reporting and disclosure, and this links very closely with the work around education and awareness about standardized frameworks for issuers to make investors aware about their sustainability strategies and the underlying link to the assets which generate the returns within the Sukuk structure, and the link to how it matches with the SDGs, the UN SDGs, or pursuing goals which are in line with green, social, and sustainable investments. And finally, the last emerging theme is looking at the future, whether issues like embedded carbon credits or nature-based finance can be pursued within a Sukuk structure, whether certain thematic structures like social, or blue can be pursued within a global Sukuk program, which is underpinned by a sustainability framework as well. So it's been very positive discussion so far, which is leading up to a report which the group is working on, which, as I said, aims to be delivered by the next COP. And the idea, as Omar said, as of the establishment of the high-level working group, is ensuring that this is highlighted in the next 3 COPs. And it's a privilege for us that the next 2 COPs are in Egypt and in the UAE, two leading regions for Sukuk issuance within the Islamic world. It's also fantastic to have the support of the Republic of Indonesia, which has led the issuance of Green Suku globally, including an issuance that they came towards the end of May.